So I finally got a chance to listen to the $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. I haven't finished it yet, but he told a story about how he lost all his money. He got scammed by a couple of gyms and his business partner at the time. I guess he got so fed up with flying out to all these different gyms and working with these owners that he decided that he wanted to cancel all of his future appointments and just focus on another product. Now, the first guy that he called was so desperate to work with him, but Alex still wasn't having it. So he gave the guy an offer that he figured the guy would just say no to, which was about $6K, and the guy actually ended up signing up. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And the reason being is because it reminded me of my own personal story. So there are two specific situations that forced me to raise my prices. I'll never forget them. The first one was the sales call that I took with this lady who was pretty impressed with how the call went. This was February 18th, 2021. And she seemed highly motivated to work with me. But once our price dropped, there was a dead silence, which kind of felt like eternity.
2 hours later.
And you know in sales how they say the first person that talks loses? So I just sat there until she said something, and I kind of wish I didn't. I'll never forget what she said to me.
Okay. That's cheap, Jerry.
When she said that, I literally felt my soul leave my body. And if you watch the video, you could see my facial expressions change. So I ended up not getting that deal. I think she wanted me to follow up with her or something, but I ended up just charging that deal to the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was super embarrassing. Now the second situation was kind of like the Alex Hormozi situation. So it was a weekend where I was at this AAU tournament with my family. And I remember my girlfriend being annoyed because I was messaging leads all weekend. Like my inbox was flooded with leads, and I justified by saying, look, I'm making money right now. I'll make it up to you when I close these deals next week. So that was on a Saturday, but the calls weren't till Monday. Come Monday, I kid you not, every single appointment didn't show up or they rescheduled. I'm talking every single one of them. And I was pissed. Not because they didn't show up, but because I felt like, one, I let down my family that weekend because I basically sacrificed my entire weekend for those leads. And number two, I just wasted my time. That was time I'm never getting back. So then this is how things get interesting. I remember booking 5 appointments on Tuesday, April 19th, 2021. I remember telling myself, since my time keeps getting wasted, I'm gonna return the favor to somebody. My plan was to conduct an entire call and then price drop a price that I knew they wasn't gonna pay or they felt disrespected by. In my head, that was getting revenge. And looking back at it, I know that was really petty and ridiculous, but that was my mindset going into those sales calls. So I hop on the call and it was a really good call. We got to the end and then I said my price. If you do sign up on the call, I do drop the price down to $7,500. And I remember him like lowering his head and saying,
damn.
And I also remember I started to smirk, right? And then he lifts his head up and then he says,
I mean, if you could break it down, shit, I'll do it, to be honest with you.
I wasn't expecting that. And the crazy thing is, 3 out of 5 of those booked appointments showed up. I closed all 3 of them at $7,500. 2 payment plans, 1 paid in full. Nothing was the same moving forward. I learned a few things from that experience. Number one, the same amount of energy that you put towards a high ticket offer is the same, if not less than the energy that I put towards selling a cheaper product. Number two, I had to break my limiting belief on what I thought subconsciously about selling high ticket because it was literally holding back my business. And number three, sometimes you just gotta take action, even in the most unconventional ways. Waiting ain't gonna do nothing but hold you back.